Pakir Jainul-Abdin. APJ Abdul Kalam was a scientist and engineer who served as the President of India from 2002 to 2007. Already a highly accomplished and much respected individual, when elected to be the President, Kalam had spent 4 decades as a scientist and science administrator at several prestigious organizations like the Defense Research and Development Organization and Indian Space Research Organization. Born into a family of humble means in Tamil Nadu, Kalam went on to study aerospace engineering in Madras Institute of Technology. His initial dream was to become a fighter pilot, but he failed to qualify for the Indian Air Force. He then started working at the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) as a scientist and was later transferred to the Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO). Eventually, he was appointed as the Chief Scientific Advisor to the Prime Minister of India, and in this position, he played a key role in the Pokhran-2 nuclear tests. He went on to become the President of India in 2002 and was widely referred to as the People's President. He returned to his civilian life of education, writing and public service after finishing his term in 2007. APJ Abdul Kalam was a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. Here's the story of this greatest scientist of India for you. Avul Pakir Jainul-Abdin Abdul Kalam was born on 15th October 1931 to a Tamil Muslim family in the pilgrimage center of Rameshwaram on Pamban Island, then in the Madras Presidency and now in the state of Tamil Nadu. He was the youngest of 4 brothers and 1 sister in his family. His father, Jainul-Abdin, was a boat owner and imam of a local mosque. His mother, Ashiyama, was a housewife. His father owned a ferry that took Hindu pilgrims back and forth between Rameshwaram and the now uninhabited Dhanushkodi. Kalam's ancestors had been wealthy traders and landowners with numerous properties and large tracts of land. Their business had involved trading groceries between the mainland and the island and to and from Sri Lanka, as well as ferrying pilgrims between the mainland and Pamban. As a result, the family acquired the title of Marakalam Iyakivar, meaning wooden boat steerers, which over the years became shortened to Marakiyar. With the opening of the Pamban Bridge to the mainland in 1914, however, the businesses failed and the family fortune and properties were lost over time, apart from the ancestral home. By his early childhood, Kalam's family had become poor, and he had to sell newspapers to supplement his family's income. In his school years, Kalam had average grades but was described as a bright and hard-working student who had a strong desire to learn. At primary school level, Sri Siva Subramanya Iyer was a teacher of Kalam who took all the students along with Kalam to the seashore to explain to them about the flight of birds. Showing the flying birds, he asked the students to observe closely as to how the birds flew even against strong winds at their will. He then told them that the birds are powered by motivation in getting their way. That flight of the birds left a deep impression on Kalam's mind, and he decided to pursue further studies in flight and flight system. That one incident of Kalam's teacher teaching in a practical manner and inspiring students proved to be the turning point in Kalam's life, which eventually shaped his life as a rocket engineer, aerospace engineer, and a great scientist. Kalam believed in creativity and innovation. According to him, human creativity will always be superior to machine intelligence. He has been a guiding source for the space programmers of India and also an inspiration for the youth of the country to pursue their career in science. He also believed in the upliftment of the underprivileged people of the country. No wonder that Kalam, a dedicated scientist and engineer, was elevated to the highest post, first citizen of the country, and was popular as the people's president. Abdul Kalam graduated in science from St. Joseph's College, Trichy in 1954 and specialized in aeronautical engineering from Madras Institute of Technology in 1957. He was a pioneer in fiberglass technology and led a young team to initiate this effort in ISRO from design development leading to production of composites rocket motor cases. Dr. Kalam made significant contributions as the project director to develop India's first indigenous satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, which successfully injected the Rohini satellite in the near-Earth orbit in July 1980 and made India an exclusive member of the Space Club. He was also responsible for the evolution of ISRO's launch vehicle program, particularly the PSLV configuration. After working for 2 decades in ISRO and mastering launch vehicle technologies, Dr. Kalam took up the responsibility of developing indigenous guided missiles at the Defense Research and Development Organization as the Chief Executive of Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, GMDP. He was responsible for the development and operationalization of Agni and Prithvi missiles and for building indigenous capability in critical technologies through networking of multiple institutions. One of his significant contributions was creating Research Center Imarat for Advanced Technologies. He was the scientific advisor to the Defense Minister and Secretary, Department of Defense Research and Development from July 1992 to December 1999. During this period, he led to the weaponization of strategic missile systems and the Pokhran-2 nuclear tests in collaboration with the Department of Atomic Energy, which made India a nuclear weapon state. He also gave thrust to self-reliance in defense systems by progressing multiple development tasks and mission projects such as the Light Combat Aircraft. As Chairman of Technology Information, Forecasting and Assessment Council and as an eminent scientist, he led the country with the help of 500 experts to arrive at Technology Vision 2020, giving a roadmap for transforming India from the present developing status to a developed nation. Dr. Kalam had served as the principal scientific advisor to the Government of India in the rank of Cabinet Minister from November 1999 to November 2001 and was responsible for evolving policies, strategies, and missions for many development applications. Dr. Kalam was also the chairman ex officio of the Scientific Advisory Committee to the Cabinet and piloted India Millennium Mission 2020. In the biomedical area, Dr. Kalam, along with his team, collaborated with medical specialists in the development of Kalam Raju stent during 1994 to 1996. Kalam Raju cardiac stent, after qualification trials, had been fitted to many needy patients. This development further led to the creation of a production unit of state-of-the-art stents. Dr. Kalam had also developed a very light material called carbon-carbon, and it was a boon for India. One day, an orthopedic surgeon from Nizam Institute of Medical Sciences, Hyderabad, visited his laboratory. When he lifted that carbon-carbon material and felt that it was very light, he took Kalam to the hospital and showed him patients who were supported with heavy metallic calipers. He said to Kalam, "Please remove the pain of these patients." In the next 3 weeks, Kalam, along with his team, made floor reaction orthoses, 400 grams calipers, and took them to orthopedic center. The patients, which were mostly children, could not believe their eyes. They had been dragging around 4 kilograms calipers on their legs. But with these new calipers, they could move around with ease. This shows Dr. Kalam's deepest concern for the special children who need inclusive education along with social acceptance to get equal recognition and facilities. Addressing a conference at Athens, Greece, Dr. Kalam said that seeing those children run with lighter calipers had brought tears to the eyes of their parents, and that was a real moment of bliss for him. Dr. Kalam took up academic pursuit as a professor at the Technology and Societal Transformation at Anna University, Chennai from November 2001 and was involved in teaching and research tasks. Above all, he took up a mission to ignite the young minds for national development by meeting school students across the country. Dr. Kalam had addressed over 5 million youth below the age of 17 and inspired them to become an active participant of India Vision 2020. He had also addressed several children's science congresses across the country. In May 2012, Dr. Kalam launched a program for the youth of India called What Can I Give Movement, with the central theme of defeating corruption. He believed that education has the potential to transform society and the teachers play a key role in shaping the future of the country. He was passionate about teaching, and it is well known that he served as the Chancellor of the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology and a visiting professor at various prestigious institutions of higher learning. In his literary pursuit, Dr. Kalam authored a number of books, many of which have become household names in India and among the Indian nationals abroad. These books have been translated into many Indian and foreign languages. Also, his scholarly research publications, articles, books, and other literary documents have opened new avenues for research and studies in the area of education, especially in aeronautics, ballistics, and metallurgy. Dr. Kalam had written several inspirational books, most notably his autobiography, Wings of Fire, aimed at motivating Indian youth. Guiding Souls, Dialogues on the Purpose of Life is another of his book which reveals the spiritual side of Dr. Kalam. He also used to write Tamil poetry and was good at playing veena. Dr. Kalam was passionate about bringing rural prosperity through Pura, providing urban amenities to rural areas, in which science and technology has played a key role. Based on his diverse experiences, he had been propagating the concept of World Knowledge Platform, through which the core competencies of organizations and nations can be synergized to innovate and create solutions and products for the challenges of 21st century. Dr. Kalam received 7 honorary doctorates from 40 universities across the globe. The Government of India honored him with the Padma Bhushan in 1981 and the Padma Vibhushan in 1990 for his work with ISRO and DRDO. Dr. Kalam also received India's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, in 1997 for his contribution to the scientific research and modernization of defense technology in India. He was the recipient of the Von Braun Award from the National Space Society to recognize excellence in management and leadership of a space-related project. Dr. Kalam received numerous tributes. The Tamil Nadu state government announced that his birthday, 15th October, would be observed across the state as Youth Renaissance Day. The state government further instituted the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award, constituting an 8-gram gold medal, a certificate, and Rs 5 lakh for the residents of the state with achievements in promoting scientific growth, the humanities, or the welfare of students. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ceremonially released postage stamps commemorating Kalam at DRDO Bhavan in New Delhi on 15th October 2015, the 84th birth anniversary of Dr. Kalam. Also, the researchers at NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory had discovered a new bacterium on the filters of the International Space Station and named it Solibacillus kalami to honor the late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Several educational and scientific institutions and other locations were renamed or named in honor of Dr. Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam personified dignity and optimism throughout India and abroad. His simplicity in oration and action were applauded and made him dear to all. He was a good listener and an innovator in the art of communication. His creative and innovative emphasis on spiritual values was like a ray of sunlight in the lives of India's citizens. He was a perennial source of inspiration to all, especially the young. He combined in his integrated personality a rare humanism with a background of distinguished scientific achievement. Indeed, he was the greatest scientist of India.